Hey people, what's up? ViperStrikes38 here, and today guys, I'm going to give you my Raw review of last night. Sorry I have not made any videos lately, I've been very busy at work, and I just haven't really felt like reviewing Raw, but now that the road to WrestleMania is almost over, I want to watch the last 2 weeks of Raw, or I just want to watch the last couple weeks of Raw before WrestleMania, because the WWE has almost reached their destination for WrestleMania, so of course I'm going to watch Raw to see on how they build up for WrestleMania. And yeah, guys, I'm just going to get right into it because I tried to make a review. I tried to record this earlier, but I went over 15 minutes, so I don't want to do this for a third time. So I'm just going to get right into the Raw review, guys. So we had Seth Rollins come out, and he talks about the betrayal of Randy Orton, and he trashed his hometown of Iowa, or Des Moines, Iowa, which was kind of funny. And then Seth Rollins says that while he betrayed the Shield, or while he turned on the Shield, that betrayal was nothing like what Randy Orton did to the Authority, etc., etc. And then we had the Big Show apologizing to Seth Rollins, saying he felt it was his fault Randy Orton got attacked. And Kane apologizes as well, and the J&J security, say that they might have been responsible for it. All of this apologizing to me was pointless, and I didn't care for it. When Seth Rollins was just talking, I was fine with it, but when you had the Big Show and Kane and all these guys talking, it kind of made the segment boring and dragged, so I didn't really care too much for the opening. I mean, I liked it when Seth Rollins was talking, but again, when the Big Show and them were all talking, I didn't really care to listen to it too much, so I thought it was not necessary. But anyway, Seth Rollins accepts Randy Orton's challenge to face him at WrestleMania, as long as Randy Orton faces him on Raw tonight. And then Randy Orton comes out and he agrees to Seth Rollins' challenge to face him on Raw tonight. So all of that was fine. And I like this new attitude of Randy Orton, his I take no bullshit, I say whatever I want. He's kind of like a Stone Cold Steve Austin 2.0. I mean, he flipped off Seth Rollins last week. I like this new attitude of Randy Orton, where he just does what he wants. He's not like being fake and scripted. He actually comes off as like a guy who comes off as like a CM Punk or like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, who just says what he wants and he beats up whoever he wants. That's the kind of Randy Orton I like to see. He doesn't have to be like a full-on baby face. But if he's like an in-betweener where he does what he wants, says what he wants, and beats up people, that's what I want to see, man. So yeah. Then we had AJ versus Nikki Bella. Nikki Bella won. It wasn't really much of a match, but it was decent enough. But it was just nice to see a Diva match last longer than 3 to 5 minutes. I mean, when was the last time we ever saw a Diva match, like today, last 7 to 8 minutes? That never happens. And another thing that never happens is that this Diva match actually went to commercial break. When was the last time a Diva match ever went to commercial break? Never. I can't name one time that a Diva match went to commercial break. I mean, that shit doesn't happen very often. I mean, I can't even name a time when it did. So it's nice to see the WWE finally giving the Divas a chance. And I mean, Raw is 3 hours every single week. So if they had Diva matches last 10 minutes, I would be fine with that. It would make the crowd invested in the match. Because when these Diva matches only last like 3 to 5 minutes, it doesn't give the crowd enough time to invest in the match. But since this match lasted 7 to 8 minutes, the crowd got invested. At first they chanted for CM Punk, then they chanted for AJ Lee. So at least they kind of got invested in the match, and we're not just sitting on their hands, not cheering for the whole match. So I was kind of glad to see that. So hopefully the WWE will continue this towards WrestleMania and actually give the Divas a chance. I mean, WrestleMania is going to be 4 hours long. So I would hope they could have a Diva match last like 10 minutes or so. But anyway, then we had The Miz versus Ryback, and the Ryback won. Both Ryback and The Miz are in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, as well as Damien Mizdow. And after the match, Miz gives Mizdow a skull-crushing finale at the end of the match because he was mad at Mizdow for distracting him. I see Mizdow getting his revenge against The Miz at WrestleMania in the Battle Royal. Then we had the contract signing of John Cena versus Rusev. Lana wasn't with Rusev for the contract signing. Instead, it was some lawyer guy, and the crowd was not happy about that. And they started chanting, "We want Lana," which was pretty funny to see. And yeah, I mean, Rusev was out with this really fake lawyer with a terrible Russian accent. I mean, this guy was so, he was so fake as like a lawyer and with like a Russian accent. I mean, it was just hilarious hearing JBL on commentary calling this guy a parking lot attendant and all that. So that was pretty funny. So yeah, this whole segment was kind of goofy with this fake lawyer guy, but at least JBL made it funny. Anyway, Rusev signs the contract, and he will face John Cena at WrestleMania. It'll be the United States versus Russia. Then we had the New Day versus Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. Cesaro and Tyson Kidd won. Los Matadores attacked both teams after the match. I didn't really care too much for this segment. Then we had some backstage segments where both Big Show and Kane were pretty much leaving Seth Rollins on his own for the Randy Orton match because they were mad at him for trashing them and all that. And then the J&J security team quit and left Seth Rollins high and dry. So it looked like Seth Rollins was going to be on his own to face Randy Orton tonight. Then in a backstage interview, we had Brock Lesnar comment on WrestleMania, saying that whether he leaves the WWE or he stays, he will still be the WWE champion, and pretty much just saying he will destroy Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and pretty much whoop his ass. So I actually liked what Brock Lesnar had to say, and yeah. Hang on a second, guys. Then we had the Big Show versus Eric Rowan. The Big Show beats the hell out of him and knocks him out before the match even starts. This segment was completely stupid and pointless. I don't even know why they had this on there. And this was another pointless segment. We had all the Andre the Giant Battle Royal participants in the ring, and Mark Henry said that he will be in the Battle Royal at WrestleMania. And then everyone brawls in the ring for a preview of the Battle Royal, and Mark Henry is the last one standing in the ring after they toss everybody out. Then we had Paul Heyman in the middle of the ring hyping up Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns, and his mic cut out again, but it only cut out once this time. And I'm not really sure why the WWE is continually cutting out Paul Heyman's mic. I think it's because I think there actually is some beef between Lesnar, the WWE, and Paul Heyman. I think all of them, I think there's actually a legitimate beef, and that's why the WWE keeps on cutting out his mic. I don't know. But it is interesting, and pretty much Paul Heyman was saying the same thing as Brock Lesnar, and he was pretty much saying that Roman Reigns does not stand a chance, and that Brock Lesnar can do whatever he wants to Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And that he will show no mercy, and that he will not hold back any aggression. So I actually liked what Paul Heyman had to say here. And then Roman Reigns interrupts and tells Brock Lesnar he's expecting a fight, but he will win, he can, and he will win, and that he pretty much, beating Roman Reigns, and I didn't really care too much for Roman Reigns' promo as usual. I liked Paul Heyman's promo better, but we'll just have to see what happens at WrestleMania, but yeah. Then we had Bad News Barrett, Luke Harper, and Stardust versus Daniel Bryan, Dolph Ziggler, and Dean Ambrose. Daniel Bryan's team won, and then after the match, all of them were fighting over the title yet again, and pretty much Bad News Barrett gives a bullhammer to everybody and takes his title back. And I'll just say this. Well, actually, no, I'll go into that in my WrestleMania preview and predictions, because I want to get this video done before 15 minutes so I do not have to do it again. I'm sorry for that, guys. But yeah, I'll get into it more. But anyway, Daniel Bryan and his team won. Then we had Bray Wyatt talk about The Undertaker and WrestleMania, and pretty much just say the same thing about how, pretty much asking himself, will The Undertaker be 100% at WrestleMania? Will he still think about the loss of last year and the streak ending? will he, and will Bray Wyatt put him out of his misery and make him retire and all that? I cannot wait to see Bray Wyatt versus Undertaker. I think this is going to be a really good match. Then we had Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins, and Seth Rollins looks like he's going to trick Randy Orton because the J&J security never quit. Big Show and Kane came back. Triple H and Stephanie McMahon were out. So pretty much all the authority was coming to the ring to attack Randy Orton. He gets a steel chair ready to fight them, and as the authority members get on the ring apron, then the lights go out. You hear the crow. The crowd is going crazy. Then you see Sting with a baseball bat right next to Randy Orton, and Randy Orton and Sting clear the ring of the authority members with the baseball bat and the steel chair, and then Sting does his Scorpion Death Drop to one of the J&J security members, and Randy Orton gives an RKO to one of the security members, and that was that. But I liked the main event, even though there wasn't a match. I liked that Sting came out to the ring to help out Randy Orton, and yeah, I mean overall, I thought Raw did a pretty good job building up for WrestleMania this week. Hopefully they can do that next week. Next week we're supposed to see Roman Reigns face off with Brock Lesnar, so hopefully Brock Lesnar will give Roman Reigns an early preview for WrestleMania and beat his ass, but we'll have to see. But either way, I mean, I thought Raw was pretty good. I liked the Divas match. It was just nice to see the WWE giving them more time on Raw. The contract signing between Cena and Rusev was okay, I guess. I liked Paul Heyman's promo. I liked Brock Lesnar commenting on WrestleMania. And I liked Sting coming out to save Randy Orton against the Authority. So overall, I thought Raw was pretty good. Let me know what you guys think of Raw. Like my video, comment on my video, and subscribe, guys. And just to let you guys know, I will be giving out more. I'll be doing a Raw review next week. I should be doing a review of Chris Jericho's new book. I'm almost done reading it, so I might do a review of that. And I'm also going to be doing a WrestleMania preview and predictions next week on Friday or Saturday. So look forward to that, guys, and I will get more in depth for the WrestleMania matches. But that's going to do it for today, guys. I hope you guys liked my video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.